Perfect Turd Podcast, episode 200, Lamar, Lion Girl.
Well, we were going to do Three Blind Mice in the, vein of ruining our childhood, but then I got sent this one as a screener from Cleopatra, I think, Film Productions. Boy, oh boy, we combined the apocalypse with kind of like cosplay and anime. Did I miss anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
little
pretty
bit of
much it.
everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, let's start how we always start. What do we think of the story? Or explain the story? Or all the things that happen in this story?
This story kind of has, like, I would say, we mentioned anime, but that kind of vein of storytelling. A
Yeah.
meteorite hits the earth, it contaminates people, it turns them into monsters called anoraks. However, if you are an anorok and you have a baby, that baby comes out and it's not a monster, it's a manorok. And one of those children, Lion Girl, comes out and she has special powers that can fight off the anorok. She's raised by her uncle to fight off like Anorok, and then they're tasked with moving another Manorock to another place where they can help, Manoroks like thrive and all that kind of stuff. And they're chased down by this evil man that wants to get rid of all the Anoroks.
Yeah, the Shogun. I did enjoy the story. It's crazy. It's very wild. There's a lot of stuff going on. The movie was kind of long, but there was so much stuff going on that I was still entertained by it.
Yeah, that was my only issue because I feel like it has a base and they build on it and everything is explained well.
Mm-hmm.
And the only problem is like it has stretches of time where it's like you could have cut this out, this out, this out,
Sure.
that kind of stuff. But it does have an interesting gimmick, story, whatever you want.
It does, and like I said, we'll talk more about it. It's wild. It's great and crazy. So I'm gonna give it 1 point for story. Actually,
you know what? Even though at slow at points, I was gonna give it a 0.5, but you know what? I'll give it a 1. It is interesting. I'll say that.
Yes. Well, it gets even more interesting when we talk about our next category, the characters.
Okay. This is where a lot of things are happening because Lion Girl is trained by Ken Shishikura, her uncle.
Yeah.
And then the baddie is Kaizakishi. He's the big shogun, right? He's the big bad. He has his henchman, one woman that's kind of like his sex slave. He has another guy that's one of his goons. That's a samurai, Yoshi. What else am I'm missing some people.
There's some other
people they transfer, but go ahead.
Those people.
Yeah.
Also, the guy that comes to help them do that, who's like a cowboy, I guess, or something.
I think his real name is Marion, but he would like to go by Anaconda.
This one's a tough one for me because the three main characters, Lion Girl, the uncle, and the bad guy.
Yeah.
Those are the main ones. And those are good characters. And they fleshed them out. They have backstory. They have motivation. The rest of the characters are kind of just like, Yeah. Just kind of for me. So, I don't know. What do you think?
I give it a 1. I'll say this. It wasn't like too many characters. It was just like some characters you're like, oh, well, I guess they're there. So
yeah, I'm going to give it a 0.5 point.
Okay. All right.
However, our next category is special effects.
This was damn near like a cartoon filter because
yes,
the effects, they fit with the aesthetic though. Like you see beams being shot out, practical effects. You get blood spatters and freaking heads exploding when they get shot and everything like that. Somebody gets their head cut off, don't they? Don't they get their head cut off? They get their head cut off. It's
head on a post.
Head on a post. We get, blades driven through people.
Yep.
Good old fashioned bloody fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they had over the top elements that they did with CGI that, like you said, were cartoonish, but at the same time they still did practical effects as well. Mm-hmm. And then they turn into the creatures. That was kind of weird because on one hand it looked kind of like Halloween makeup or whatever, but it also fit with the kind of overall aesthetic of the movie in a way.
Well, with the costume effects, let's just if we're
Yeah.
going to hint at a later category, the faces were very well made up. Other parts of the body were not, and that's probably the reason why that was.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. For me, the special effects comes down to taste. If you understand what they were going for, then it's good. If you
Yes,
want it to be like a Marvel movie, then it's bad. I'm going to give it 1 point.
I agree. Yes, it deserves a one. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed like what they were doing. Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, our next category is the overall aesthetic. So the cinematography, the set design, all the kind of different transitions, all everything.
Yeah, this is straight out of manga. Like you
Yeah.
had like the screen swipes, you had the split screens, you had the different lighting, very well done, all that kind of stuff. You had a little bit of grain at some certain places when they're
Mhm.
going, back for some exposition. So I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I agree too. It gives it something special, and it kind of going back to my previous points. You're either gonna like it or I guess not. I suppose if you get what they were going for, if you're into all those other references and stuff, you'll be like, oh, this is like a live action anime. If
Pretty
that's not
much.
your deal, then you probably won't like this. But I thought it was cool. It entertained me with that stuff, so I'm gonna give it a 1.
I agree. One. Yep.
Well, Lamar, we've come to our most important category that's probably going to make the difference here. What did we think of the TNA of the film?
The
Well,
TNA.
should we say TNAD?
Well, let's just get into it. Yes, it has something for everybody. Let's just say that, and it starts off. The movie starts off that way too.
Yeah,
So yeah, there was a. I mean, the lead actress, she fully embraced it.
she did.
Um, so yeah, I mean, and I think that's what kind of adds to the anime because, like, there is like anime that, like, that's like the more safe child friendly stuff, and then you have the hardcore anime where it's like, yeah, you're going to see blood, yeah, you're going to see killing, yes, you're going to see naked people, and they brought this into this
Yeah,
movie. Yeah.
yeah, it was wonderful.
There you go. Yeah.
Can't complain. It was a lot and it was very lovely. So, what are you gonna say?
Hey, I'm giving them a one. They went all
Uh,
the way, man.
I'll give it a 1. I'm not gonna rate the D, but as far as the T and A, I'll give it a 1.
Well, it has something for everyone.
Yeah,
That's what we, yes, yeah,
yeah,
everybody can enjoy this.
yeah. Well, Lamar, we tally the score, and Lion Girl gets a 4.75 out of 5.
Yeah, this is the aesthetic was cool, the lore was cool, the action, how they did that was cool, like the effects and stuff.
The T
So
and
it's a
A
cool.
was cool.
Well, I mean that goes without saying. Wait,
I
wait, we said TAD. You got to be inclusive, Joe.
I guess the D was cool. If you like D, it's
If you
cool.
like D, there you go. There you go. But yeah, this has something. Could we? Because this was picked up, like we said, by Cleopatra Films.
hmm
Could we see a sequel to this if it's you know?
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, they kind of left it off where she's going to continue her adventures. So
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine so. Like, I don't know.
Possible. Yeah.
What if they sent Lion Girl back in time, Lamar, and she ends
Mm-hmm.
up on Noah's Ark?
Why does she end up on Noah's Ark?
That's where all the animals went.
Okay. The problem with your premise, though, is Joe, the meteorites hit everything. So yes, I understand because she's a lion. But
hmm
what is Lion Girl going to do on Noah's Ark?
I don't know, save them from the other deadly creatures that are also on the ark.
That's not the story of Noah's Ark.
You don't know. Someone had to tame those creatures.
Yes, because there was two of every creature, a
hmm
male and a female, so they could reproduce.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, but they already just got them. So they're just managing those animals
I'll go
themselves.
back with her. I'll be lion boy.
Oh, I'd see it. I'd see it
Oh,
more
I
than
see it
her.
too, Lamar.
I'm talking about the actual movie, Joe.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, does that wrap this up then?
Yep, sure
All right.
does.
Well, happy 200th episode, Lamar. We must thank all the people that have been tuning in for 200 episodes of the turdiest podcast on the internet.
Yes,
We appreciate you.
of course.
Peace.
Deuces. Yeah.